Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Glenda, and for those of you who do know, welcome back. Before I start this video, I just want to give a big thank you to you guys for all the support on my last video. Like, we got to 11,000 views. Like, what the hell? I can't even picture 11,000 people in a room in my head. Like, that's actually crazy. Thank you so much for all the love and the support. So I'm back. I don't even know how to start this video. Actually I do. I know exactly what I'm gonna say, but it has been 6 months since I last uploaded my last video. That's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. It's been 6 months since I posted. Last time I posted was May. It is now November. That is very embarrassing, but I'm back. Yeah, so basically in today's video, I'm just going to be giving you guys a life update from what you have seen in my last video up until now, explaining my whole birth experience and how mommy life has been treating me up until now. For those of you following me on my social media, you've already seen Kevin and know what he looks like. For those of you who don't know, I will be revealing him in this video, but if you want to check more, if you want to see more updates about us and pictures and stuff, I post a lot on my Instagram. I have a whole highlight of just Kev. So yeah, I guess I'll start from like my birth experience. So the last video you guys saw, I was 8 months pregnant. That was May. I made it up until 41 weeks. Yes, I passed my due date. I passed 39 weeks. I went up to 41 weeks. Literally, my belly was humongous. 2 weeks before his actual birthday, when Kevin was born, he was born July 3rd, 2020, by the way. But 2 weeks prior to that, I made a trip to the hospital because I thought I was going into labor, but turned out I wasn't, and I wasn't dilated enough, so they had sent me home. So yeah, I ended up going home, and I was kind of bummed about that because I was already at like the finish line, and I was just ready to pop, honestly. For women who are pregnant, you know that once you get to the end, it's time to go, like, you're done. But yeah, basically, I was going into false labor. I thought I was going to labor, but I wasn't, just because I was feeling some contractions, but they weren't that, like, they were painful, but they weren't that bad, and they were pretty close together, so I thought that I was going into labor, but I guess when I got there, I wasn't dilated enough. So yeah, so I just went home. And then 2 weeks later, July 2nd, I started feeling contractions all night. So like from July 1st to July 2nd, I was feeling contractions all night from 8 p.m. July 1st until like 9-10 a.m. the next day, July 2nd. I was feeling contractions. When I first started getting contractions, they were very far apart, like an hour apart from each other. So I wasn't really worried or thinking that I was gonna go into labor, just because my contractions weren't very close apart and they weren't very painful. And I specifically remember after that time that I thought I was going to labor, I went to the hospital and they sent me home. The doctors told me to only come back if I was like dying in pain. What is out here doing? They told me to come back only if I was like dying in pain and actually going into labor. So I was like, okay, and then I guess I'll come back when I'm dying. But I was feeling contractions July 1st, 8 p.m. And at first they were just like very far apart, like an hour apart. And then it started getting closer, like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes. And then it got to the point where they were 10 minutes apart, and then eventually 5. And I was dying. Like, seriously, in all honesty, like, that is the most painful thing I've experienced. Out of my whole experience, the most painful was the contractions. They just hurt so bad. It's literally like a period cramp on steroids. Like, and I hadn't got my period in what like my whole pregnancy, like 10 months. So feeling a cramp for the first time that strong was a little alarming. I started feeling really strong contractions, and I was putting up with that all night just because I didn't want to go into the hospital again and be sent home. I was like holding my pain back as much as I could. So yeah, I was feeling contractions from 8 p.m. till the next morning, like 10 a.m. like I said. It was so bad. I was just bouncing on my yoga ball all night because that's the only thing that would make me feel a little bit better and make the pain go away a little bit. So I was just doing that all night. It got to the point where I was literally falling asleep and then like waking up 5 minutes later because I had to get on the ball. Like, I wasn't getting any sleep, actually. I was just in pain the whole night. Until the next morning, I went to go use the bathroom, and a little bit of blood came out of my pee. And they say that when your cervix is expanding and breaking, it bleeds a little bit, so that kind of lets you know that you're going into labor. So I told my mom that, and she immediately was like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital. It's time. So I got all my stuff together, went to the hospital, and when I got there, they went to check if I was dilated again. They did the TMI. But anyways, they went to check if I was dilated again, and I was like 2 centimeters, I think. I was like 2 centimeters, 1 centimeters, not dilated at all, really. So they wanted to send me home again. So I was like, oh, so bummed out, because at that point I was already 41 weeks. So I was kind of bummed out that I was gonna have to get sent home. But they told me that if I didn't go into labor until that next Tuesday, I'm pretty sure July 7th, they were just going to induce me. So that was that. Yeah, the doctor or the nurse, whatever, she told me that I was going to be sent home. So that was that. And I was just waiting in the room for like 10 minutes for her to come back and give me my papers just so I can go home. But she actually came back with the news that she was just going to induce me that day. So July 2nd, I got induced. They moved me into the delivery area, the delivery room, where I got my room and everything, my bed. And yeah, they started to induce me. If you don't know what getting induced is, it's basically them forcing you into labor through an IV. They give you medication that allows your body to go into labor. I was induced. So how it started was she first put me on the IV, on the medication or whatever, and the contractions came again, and they were consistent again, and they were just hurting. And basically the whole process of like being induced is just like getting your baby, or getting you to dilate so that your baby can be ready to be pushed. So yeah, I was just at the hospital for 24 hours, all of July 2nd, being induced. When they first put me on the IV, they told me that there are steps like of medication you can take. What's it called? Of course I'm gonna forget. What's the anesthetic that they put in your back? How could I forget this? Seriously. Oh, there we are. The word I was Googling was epidural. Yeah, there's levels of medication you start on until you get to your very last option, which is the epidural. The first medication they had me on was just like a little gas mask, which basically just gave me funny like laughing gas. So I would just laughing, and like it took a little bit of the pain away. That personally didn't really work for me. It just wasn't doing anything for me. So I asked for something stronger. This second medication that they gave me, I don't know what it is. They inserted it into my IV, but I was off my ass. The pain just completely went away. Like it numbed my body, made me feel so good, like so relaxed. Like I don't even know how to describe that, but that was the second medication that they gave me. They told me that it only has its full effect when you use it the first time. So after that wore off, I asked for another dose, but the second dose didn't hit me as it did the first time. So I was just in pain again until finally we went to our third and last option, which was the epidural. And at this point I was dying in pain, literally crying. I just needed the epidural in my back. I needed it. I was not dealing with that pain any longer. It was becoming unbearable. And at that point, I'm pretty sure I was like 7 to 8 centimeters dilated already. So you can imagine I was in a lot of pain. So yeah, after they inserted the epidural in my back, it was all smooth sailing from there. The pain completely went away. I was relaxing on the bed, getting my rest, and just waiting for Kevin to be pushed. It got to July 3rd, the next day. I started pushing around 1. I pushed for 2 hours and a half. So I started pushing around 1, I'd say 1 something. And I pushed for 2 hours and a half, like I said, and he was born at 2:58. The whole pushing process, honestly, I didn't feel anything but tired. Just because the epidural completely numbs you, I felt nothing, or at least how I remember it. I didn't feel anything. Yeah, at the end, I kind of did feel me ripping down there. Yes, I did tear. I did feel that, but only pressure, if that makes sense. Like I didn't feel the pain of it. I just felt the pressure of it tearing down there. And even after, when they gave me stitches, I didn't feel it because of the epidural. So that's my epidural experience. Before giving birth, I heard so many horror stories about the epidural and how like it can, I don't know, a bunch of crazy things. So I was really scared. But once they put it in, honestly, I was feeling so much pain from the contractions that I didn't even feel the pain of the epidural. And once they did put it in, it took like 20 to 25 minutes to start its effect. I was so fine. Like, I was numbed. I was fine. Like, it completely took the pain away and made me feel so much better about giving birth, like, honestly, because the pain that I was feeling with those contractions was unbearable. So Kevin was pushed out 2:58 p.m., 2 minutes from 3 o'clock, July 3rd, 2020. That's basically my birth experience. I don't really have a crazy story. It was really like the smoothest it could have been. And I'm so thankful for that, because I know that a lot of women have unfortunate experiences with birth, but I am so lucky to say that I didn't. And yeah, so Kevin is now 4 months. So far, mommy life has been treating me so good. I love every single moment with him. I am so grateful for his life. He is just the most lovable thing ever. Like, oh, he's my world. And I am so proud and honored to be his mom. Like, being a mom, like, I felt like a mom when I was pregnant, but it's just a whole different experience when they're actually born in here with you and in your arms. Like, oh, I just love being a mom. I love everything about it, and I'm so happy my life happened the way it did. I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy, honestly. Like, I don't know, it's just like an indescribable experience. I can't sit here and give you guys one thing or like say one thing of how it is being a mom, because it's a million things. It's the best, honestly. But on the topic of like difficulties, I have had no difficulties with Kevin. He is a perfectly healthy boy. He is happy and healthy, and I'm grateful for that. And yeah, that is my birth experience to come into a conclusion. I'm sorry if you're expecting some crazy story. I don't have one. Now I'm going to answer some questions that I feel like people would ask. One of them being, did I breastfeed? Yes, I did breastfeed for 2 weeks. That's it, 2 weeks, and I was done. I didn't like it, and me not liking it made him not like it. You know what I mean? Like, he loved the breast milk, like it was doing fine, but I just wasn't feeling it. Like, it wasn't making me happy, and it was putting a lot of pressure on me. I feel like also because breastfeeding is a commitment. Like, I really give props to women who breastfeed their kids, because it is a commitment, feeding your child from your body, because your body then becomes a full commitment to your child. Like, it's their only source of food, so you have to be there for them 24/7. Honestly, it doesn't matter. A lot of people like to say breast is best. I like to say fed is best. Okay, my child is fed. He eats. He's a perfectly healthy boy on formula. He's doing just fine. So yeah, I only breastfed him for 2 weeks and I was done. That was it for me. I didn't like it. It just wasn't working out. After I gave birth, I wasn't expecting my body to change as much as it has. It honestly shocked me seeing my body in a form that I've never seen it before. Because, you know, when you're pregnant, like, you see your belly grow and stuff, but you don't really know what it's gonna look like until the belly is gone. So I was very surprised and a little bit shocked at how many stretch marks I got, and it really brought my confidence down. A part of why I haven't uploaded and been on camera is just because I'm gonna just be honest and say it. Like, I was depressed. I was depressed for a couple of months. I was really just going through it. A lot of my pregnancy, honestly, I didn't talk about this in my video just because I wasn't comfortable enough. At the time, I was still very upset and going through my own stuff behind the scenes, but I was just depressed, okay? I was in the darkest hole I've ever been in my life. I feel so weird to say that now because I'm like out of it, so it's like, damn. This is me now, like months later, recovered and happy and healing, and I'm so glad to be saying that today. But I truly am on the road to healing and getting better. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how my body changed and how that really took a toll on my confidence. But now that the belly is gone and like I've been living this new body that God has given me, I have just learned to love it even more, just because like my son came from this. Like, I am 18. I was 17 when I got pregnant. I am now 18. I gave birth to a beautiful son. I carried him for 9 months, even more than that. I'm pretty sure I got to like 10 months of pregnancy, 41 weeks. Yeah, something like that. I carried him for hella long. My body's beautiful. Like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm really doing it. I am a student. I'm going to school. I'm getting my shit together for me and my son. I am so proud of myself, and I have just overcome so much in this last year that I never in a million years thought that I would. I said this in my last video, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, I never intended to have kids. Like, the future that I have now was not written in my book, but it was written in God's book, and this is planned for me, and I'm living it. I have just overcome so much, like so much this last year, and I have been so freaking down on myself, literally. Like, I have knocked myself to the ground. Like, I am the reason why I was so upset, like part of the reason. Like, there was a lot of other things going on behind the scenes, but I am the person who would tear me down even more and bring my confidence down even more. But I don't have to. Like, I am beautiful just the way I am. You are beautiful just the way you are. No matter how your body looks, you are beautiful and you are capable of anything you want to do. Tell yourself that and it'll come true. Manifest it. I'm telling you. Now, this is what my body looks like. I have some stretch marks on my belly and I have a mommy tummy for sure. But yeah, I'm beautiful. I feel beautiful. I feel sexy. I feel hot. I'm a freaking MILF. Yeah. Okay, but look at my socks. And honestly, my 100% motivation for this is 100% Kevin. Like, giving birth to him and looking at my son and just knowing that I am his mother. Like, he counts on me for everything. He relies on me for his well-being, his life, his everything. Just like, I stutter so bad. It's so embarrassing. Such a like wake up call to like get off my ass and get my shit together. And that's exactly what I've been doing. He is 100% the reason for my being, honestly. He gives my life reason and purpose, and he makes me want to be great for us to be great. So it's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so here's the big reveal. This is baby Kev. He's currently on my bed. You want to say hi? Look, say hi. He's a very tall boy. Let me just show y'all. He is very tall. He's not like chubby, but he's tall. His doctors say that he is tall for his age, so I'm sure he's gonna be a very tall boy. Kevin is 4 months, like I said. He is on formula and he just started eating solid foods. Not solid foods, but like mashed up vegetables and fruits. He looks so white next to me. Say bye until mommy's next video. Bye. Here, give them a kiss. Fun fact, Kevin hates the camera. Like, anytime he's doing something cute or like smiling, I try to pull out my phone and take a picture, and he just doesn't mess with the camera. So I'm gonna try and play with him right now, get him to smile for y'all to see. Hey, good doing. See, he's just looking at the phone like, nope, not my finger, not my finger. Hey, can you smile for me? Hey. He's teething so bad. You want a toy? I get you a toy. You want a toy? You can bite this. Not mommy's finger though. He's just not having it because he's seeing the camera, so he's just not messing with it. But that's him. He's so smiley, so happy all the time. And yeah. Luckily, Kevin has had a schedule since he was a baby, so I've never had problems with like putting him to sleep or anything. He goes to bed every night like 8:30. Now it's changing. He's sleeping a little later, like towards 9:30. But yeah, he'll usually be knocked out by then, and then he'll wake up once in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. for a bottle. Like right now it's 9 o'clock. It's time for him to go. But yeah, I'm gonna conclude this video now. So yeah, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what videos you guys want to see, including Kevin or just me. Yeah, please let me know. I would love to know. Or you can hit me on my socials too if you want to let me know there. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Lately I've been missing you, but I know everything's gonna be alright. Thoughts of me kissing you, that would all lead up to the times we'd fight. Wanna know